Welcome back to Pillow Talk. This is Kevin Fear, president of Mattress Express. Thank you for sticking around during the break. This is a service of Mattress Express. I am the president and CEO of Mattress Express. And again, I always say it may come as an incredible surprise to you, but I am not a medical doctor. I own mattress stores, and I just share with you what I've done in my nearly 15 years in the bedding industry to help you get a better night's sleep and to educate you on your next bedding purchase. Today, we're going to talk about some terms that get thrown around in the bedding industry and just some different things that are happening in the bedding industry. I'm going to welcome back a guest we've had on a few times. His name is Dave Paul. He's an independent rep in the bedding industry. He's the guy who got me into the bedding business, much to the chagrin of many of my competitors, I'm sure. But what happens in the bedding industry is, if you're a big multinational company, you hire people that are your representatives to go out and call on people like me. But if you're a smaller company, you employ the likes of Dave Paul, people that are independent bedding reps. He may represent 6 or 8 or 9 different companies from all different facets. And these guys tend to be much more rounded and educated. They've been out in the industry. They go out and they work with a lot of different retailers every day. And they seem to have a good look at the industry. That's why I bring some of these people on, and I deal with these people every day. Dave, welcome back.
Hello, Kevin.
Dave's been in the business for, 100 plus years. He's been since way back in the day. He's seen it all come and go. Today, I wanted to talk about different things people run into and things they hear on commercials. And one of the first things we can talk about are the different technologies in bedding. We have them all at Mattress Express. Now, you've got your traditional inner spring mattress. You've got an all foam mattress. You've got a hybrid mattress, which is half foam and half spring. And we have a full line of number beds from multiple brands, Personal Comfort, Instant Comfort, all different models. Those are air. They have air in them that you can inflate and deflate each side, make each side softer, firm, incredibly comfortable. Nice thing about those beds is they change with your needs. We have grid technology, which is fairly new to the industry. That's what Purple is. Purple is a grid. If you open up a Purple mattress, it looks like a waffle. And it's I don't want to use the wrong term, but it's a polyelastic material that's made like a waffle. It's a great feel, and they're very cool to sleep on. Some people love it. Some people don't like it. It's just like anything else. But we have all the technologies represented. Dave, there used to be water beds, right? And they've actually made they're starting to come back now, aren't they, Dave?
They are coming back, Kevin. They've a refined technology being brought back into the industry. Okay. The greatest joy of water beds was warmth.
Yes.
The only bed where you could crawl in on a cold winter's night and it was warm.
And let me tell you, I had a water bed 30 years ago. And if your heater died in the middle of the night, you woke up the next day on the edge of hypothermia.
Yes. Yes. People would buy not one, but 2 heaters and keep one as a spare in case one went out. And people would also put onto the top of the beds fur covers in case the heat went out on the bed. So
now when I had a water bed, it had this giant, thick mattress that you would actually literally hook a garden hose up to and fill the darn thing. And I don't think that's what they're doing necessarily today, right?
No, they have transformed the bag of water, as we used to call it now, into tubular form. Much easier to fill, much easier to get rid of the water when you take them up, when you unfill them. And number 3, you can change the firmnesses by the amount of fill that you put in each and every tube within the bed.
Now, I used to carry a brand, I won't say the brand, but a bed where you could unzip it and it had these round foam. They looked like they were round and like 6 or 8 inches long. They were little tubes that went in, and they were different colors, and they were all different firmnesses, and you could move them around and adjust the feel of the bed. And it was actually quite a nice bed. But what I have, and it's kind of like what you're describing with the new water beds, you can adjust the feel by taking water out and putting water in. I just have found that most people don't, it's too much work for people to do that type of stuff. And
Oh,
I'm bashing the new water beds. We don't carry them. I don't know anybody in my markets that does. My point is, with a number bed that we carry, you just push a button and it gets softer or firmer. I think that's what most people want. What do you think, Dave?
they want simplicity. They don't need complexity. With water beds came the need for chemical usage to keep mold down within inside of the bed. You had to keep it. You had to keep heaters pulling electricity to keep them warm at night. Simplicity is the name of the game, and the airbed allows you, has the customer allowed to change the firmness of the bed without having to open it up every time, remove a tube out, replace it with more water or less water. It's just much easier today.
I read an article in a trade magazine that there was a big chain. I don't want to mention names, but there was a big chain in the South that had reintroduced water beds to the floor, these new type of water beds. I don't know if I haven't heard any more about it, which tells me they probably didn't catch on that well. But I just think it's a lot of work for people. They have to take out the tube, let some water out, put some water in, or open. We don't carry that particular bed I mentioned anymore because people they didn't want to unzip the bed and move the foam around. They would rather just push a button and make it get softer or firmer, which is, I think, is common sense. I think that's why some of these things, although they really have a great feel and they probably work for some people, they don't necessarily catch on in the industry.
Well, Kevin, here's one that's catching back on again: the double-sided mattress.
Yes. Now,
Right.
Years ago, you talked to your parents, everybody had a double-sided mattress and you flipped them. Well, what happened was, as technology came out and mattresses, construction of mattresses got better and costs went up and the customer started demanding a less expensive mattress, 90% plus of your mattresses went to one-sided. Now you're starting to see the two-sided come back. Why do you think that is, Dave?
As always, everybody wants to go back to Old Faithful. Okay. There's been some issues described in some of the less expensive one-sided beds where the performance level didn't equal that of a double-sided bed. And people come back and said, I had that for 20 years and never had a problem. I want that again. And, demand for product equals supply. And people, manufacturers are back. I know that we've just launched a new line of double-sided bedding just recently. And the exception to it has been very, very strong, very positive. Okay. There is more work to a double-sided bed, as you know, Kevin. I mean, it does require you to have to, turn it and flip it. Okay. Versus the one-sided where you basically laid it down onto the platform and that was it. You were done. You never changed it to anything.
Well, I would tell people with one-sided beds to flip them end for end every 6 months or so. That doesn't hurt. But yes, you're right. But I think people perceive more value in a two-sided bed. I think they perceive that it's going to last twice as long. And that necessarily true, Dave?
Not necessarily true.
No.
Not necessarily true. Okay. The performance of the bed is really what's inside the bed. It's not, if it's double-sided or not. It's what went into the manufacturing of that bed. The quality of the inner spring, the quality of the foam, the quality of the cover, the quality of the quilting. That determines the life of a bed, not being one-sided versus two-sided.
Right. There's nothing wrong with a two-sided bed. If that's what you like and you like to flip it, amen, go for it. We have a two-sided bed in our store, at least one. We may have more than one, I have to think. But they are coming back and you're starting to see them. They do cost a little bit more to make, but it's just another type of bedding. You've got hybrid, inner spring, foam, grid, air, and then you've got two-sided bedding. I hope you take something away from this show that helps you be more educated next time you shop for your next mattress. And when you do, all I ask is that you give my stores a try, Mattress Express. You can go to mattressexpressny.com. You can call 1-800-NEW-BEDS during business hours. You can always email me with questions, comments at pillowtalkquestion@gmail.com. This is Kevin Fear. I am the president and CEO of Mattress Express. We're going to go into a break here. We're going to be right back after this. We got a great topic coming up. Please stick around during the break. Thanks for joining us. This is Kevin Fear.